And a good morning to you. It's another day. It's a Tuesday. And have you checked out the weather outside if you're in Lagos? It's really palpable. I don't know if that's the word. In any case, welcome to your favorite breakfast show. And it's time to make magic.
Absolutely. A warm welcome to the bright side of Breakfast TV. We are here to kickstart your day with warm laughter and a whole lot of positive vibes.
Absolutely. Positive vibes is what it is. As always, we're here to set the pace for your day, especially a Tuesday, here to usher in a day of endless possibilities.
Endless possibilities, I like that. We know that starting your day on the right note is crucial, and that's why we're here to serve you all the essential ingredients. Chicken, talk, everything.
That's not
for
exactly
a good
what
day.
But
What are you talking about? You
Remember
talk,
now.
you give good music, we give good food, ingredients.
So I guess, yeah, chicken and everything goes.
Exactly.
Each day is an opportunity to create something extraordinary and make your mark in the world. And of course, hey, we help you do that here. We're not alone, not just me and Mary. Of course, we have in the building. How you doing,
Hi, hello guys, how are you both doing? Oh, Mary, you forgot to add, we also make fashion statements here on the show and also deliver on great conversation. Thank you very much.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
Okay, yes, that's actually quite true.
Oh, by the way, Michael Jackson called. He wants his hair back.
Oh, okay. Tell him that he ain't getting it. Yes, it's mine now. It's all mine.
It looks good on you, hey.
Thank you.
In any case, my name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name, of course, is Mary Bashua Alimi. You can watch the show live on GOTV channel 16 and on UHF band 49 on terrestrial. Follow us on social media. We are at TVC Connect.
Yes, you can also see past episodes of the show if you go on YouTube. We are at TVC Entertainment. You want to send in your comments even then because we love to read them all over social media. In fact, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Okay, so let's tell you what we have in store for you today, okay? So we begin with health, and joining us to talk about eye examination from cradle to grave, that's birth to old age, is Dr. Ekene Sharon Enemwa, a well-grounded and experienced optometrist. She'll be having that conversation with us this morning.
So who will be joining us right after that? They're Ogenetega Badagiri, a well-being entrepreneur and the founder of Nigeria's first and most established on-demand spa, the Mobile Spa. That's a very familiar name, by the way. How did I get it wrong?
Then for a musical performance, we have Evangelist Bosse, a singer, songwriter, and worship leader. We can't wait for a soul-lifting performance. Finally, joining us on the couch for a chat is Ricky, winner of Model Look Africa 2020. He's also a TikTok influencer and now known as Mr. Ideal Nigeria 2023. Stick around for more as he joins us later on.
And you're welcome. We're on. Mike, good to have you back.
White. Just bear with me.
After quite a minute, you were
Great to be here, of course.
Aren't you supposed to check everyone on the couch? It's only
Bring yourself.
Why?
Yeah, bromance, yeah.
Romance.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the AMVC address. Okay, but I wanted to ask this question, so put it in mind. Maybe you guys answer in the second half. How do you get yourself to do what you know needs to be done? Right? When
How
you know
do you get yourself
to do what you know you need to do, but there's no will. There's no... Yeah, not procrastination, but...
It's not procrastination.
But, like, there's no will to do. So just think about it, please. I would like you guys
It's
to
part
think
of it
about
now. You keep, because you're not
And
ready, you keep pushing it
It's not
when
really
you are
motivation.
ready.
There's motivation. But we'll talk, please. Just put it in mind.
well,
let's work on that.
Yeah.
Keep it in
So I wanted to talk on
Marinating.
AMVC addresses. We told to talk about AMVC and all, It's a popularity award, we know that. But then everybody, you see that fight for whose dress is most expensive.
Yeah.
You sit, oh, my dress is this. That somebody even said my dress is 1.something million, and they're like, huh?
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap. And I wondered, I said, okay, so if a Zuckerberg, somebody, a Lumelu or $10 came in, you see what they wear, would they show a receipt
Of what they wore.
of what they're wearing? More often than not, it is really the ones who are trying to make
Striving
ends
hard.
meet
Yeah.
that are trying to
Make
prove
an impression.
So
that they make an
that's
impression,
actually
spend-
common in
spend
the
money.
entertainment industry for many reasons. Number one, because they are promoting a brand. It might not necessarily be their brand. It might be the brand of the person who made the outfit. Or they are trying to fake it till they make it kind of thing, like trying to act like, oh, I can afford this, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's actually wasteful. And they are, I mentioned it yesterday on, during Coffee Gist. They are the cause of fabric being expensive.
Nah.
Because the moment one of them wears one particular fabric, or the fabric looks like something you want to buy, they say that one that looks like what
I
this
see it
person.
but then
slightly
again-
differently, just slightly differently. I think as celebrities, as entertainers, as people who have the eye of the public, they're billboards. So you are going to value them based on that standard that they're placing on themselves.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
if this
Just
dress is
bottle.
10 million naira, you're not going to come to me with anything less than that.
Yeah, you just
Is it-
took
you
the
see,
words
you are
right out
joking.
of my
You-
mouth.
they
You are,
come.
as in,
Did they come?
They are
I mean, I will
joking.
tell you personally. I will address somebody, by the way, but you see, they will come.
Thank you,
Because
Mark,
let me
for
say
the
something, yeah. Let me say something, yeah. They will come. Forget that money you put there. Because my producer said something that, and it's true, really. The biggest boys, they don't pay for the clothes.
Yes.
So you see,
So
a designer,
when you're rich, you get gifts. When you're
you
rich,
get
people give,
gifts.
people give you stuff.
and I remember
Oh, even when you're famous, you
this was
get
me
it as
growing
well.
up, and that's one reason why I think I'm very happy. I'm thankful that I'm not somebody that bends to peer pressure so much.
Good.
When we're growing up, so if you see four guys, remember that time when, well, I can't remember which brand of denim then, was very football. Yeah, it was a very popular brand.
Nah,
and
them,
so see what
uncle.
happened. So we'll all buy this brand, but you see, some people will go to Oshodi and pick it Ben now select.
Yeah.
Some will go to boutiques, and you find out that brand you'd see as high as 20, 30,
Yeah.
40K.
Back then.
And then we'll all dress up and sit down.
It's
And then
the
there was
same
this guy that
clothes.
was wearing this very nice one. And then we asked him, how much did you get it? 2.5.
That happened.
All of us that spent money felt bad. So, because, see, it was the quality.
Yeah.
It was the same, it was exactly the
Yeah.
same thing. That
Yeah.
same brand, very big brand. But his was thrift. But when you were going on the road, he had laundered it, dry cleaned it. Nobody knew that it was thrift. I'm just saying, so we always used to strive to spend the
hard.
lowest. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how much you buy that thing? 1.5. Then cheat you, come out 200
Yeah, but
for
then
your
again,
hand.
I feel like it's also what you place value on.
It's just value.
Beyond value, at the end of the day, you still have to ensure that you're where you're supposed to be. There are people who are not worth anything, but they're successful.
Mary sells
They
thrift,
place
by the way.
value on there.
No, I don't say.
Okay.
Tell you what, this will never end.
Good morning, it's the news. My name is Mike Messikeno. Now, no fewer than 18 persons, including women and children, have been reportedly killed, while many others sustained severe injuries in a fresh suspected armed herdsmen attack on the Iye community in Uviri, local ward of Guma local government area of Benue State. The attackers were said to have beheaded some of the victims and also burnt the remains of several others, including their homes and food barns. A native of the community who lost a brother in the attack confirmed on condition of anonymity that the attackers stormed the village on Sunday evening at about 6 p.m., which was a market day in the community. They also injured several others and burnt down many houses, including some of the victims. He adds that the attack displaced them from their village. Se Uviri Council word of the same Goma local government area. The Benue State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Julius Alawari, who also confirmed the attack, said 7 corpses had been recovered from the scene of the attack. The Lagos High Court has granted leave to Isaleko Union to seek an order compelling Lagos State Video and Film Censors Board to impose a 10 billion naira fine against the gangs of Lagos producers for the wrongful depiction of Isaleko as a den of criminals and the Eyo masquerade as a gang of murderers. The court has also allowed Isaleko's descendants to apply for judicial review and seek an order of directing the Attorney General of Lagos State and Lagos State Film and Video Censors Board to sanction the film producers under the cinematograph law of Lagos State. The presiding judge, Justice Idowu Alakija, recently granted a leave for judicial review in an ex parte application brought pursuant to the law of Lagos State. Justice Alakija granted the leave after hearing arguments of counsel for Isaleko Descendants Union and 2 others. And now on to foreign stories. The head of Russia's Wagner mercenary group has vowed to transfer control of the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut to the Russian army by the 1st of June. Wagner founder Yevgeny Prigozhin claimed to have captured Bakhmut on Saturday, but Kiev says it still controls parts of the city. Ukraine says its troops are still advancing on the outskirts of Bakhmut. But Mr. Prigozhin said his troops will start handing over the city to the Russian army on Thursday. Bakhmut was previously known as Artemovsk in honor of a Soviet revolutionary before Ukraine renamed it. He said that Wagner had set up defense lines on the west of the city ahead of a transfer. But Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister, Hanna Maliya, restated that its forces still have a small foothold inside the city and advancing on the outskirts, adding that the intensity of their movement had reduced. Take a breather, the show is just getting started.
Yeah, you know, so that
Finger
place
things
keeps
do
them
to
like,
you.
oh, you know. Okay.
What's wrong with two of you?
Come, we like to act like we are correct.
What happened? What happened? Okay.
This conversation we can't have, Mike. Let's let it go. Let's let it go. It's all good. Welcome. It's time for What's Up and About, and today we have a very, well, it's a sad story, but there are other instances that you might know of, you guys might know of as well. There was this video of this lady who, over the weekend, told that she had installed a CCTV in her house, and she had had the employ of a house help only recently in the past three months, and she was grand, very good. She knew what to do every time, didn't need to be
helpful.
everything. But however, she thought to herself this night, one night, to check what was on the CCTV. I think it was live, if I'm not mistaken, and she found out that her house help was performing acts of fellatio on her child, a son. And
A
you can
1-year-old.
a 1-year-old.
You need to specify on
Yes,
the
a 1-year-old
boy.
And she was this. I mean, anybody who saw that video would have been, you know, it was crazy. How could that happen? But then, I've heard of many other instances of something similar. I remember when I was back on radio and this guy called a very solemn call, one of the most solemn calls you could ever have in the morning. And he told about while he was a kid and then he didn't go to school for 2 days. First day he stayed back at home and he heard the neighbor's kid crying all throughout the entire day. The next day he decided that he was going to climb into the ceiling and go see what was happening inside of his neighbor's house. And he found the house help had put a cushion on the baby and was bouncing, that's jumping on the baby's head. And he couldn't tell his parents because what are you looking for inside it? Why did you do, you know? But eventually he cracked and he told his parents what he had seen because he couldn't sleep for over a week. And they accosted the house help, told the neighbor, accosted the house help, and found out that that had been going on for a while, and that affected the child mentally.
Mentally, of course.
So question is, how do people manage? How can people manage entrusting the safety of their kids into other people's hands?
With house help,
What
yeah.
to do? I mean, I have a daughter, and I can't imagine what I'd do if anything should happen to her because of somebody else's what you call it. That would be I don't know what.
Well, so first the CCTV, just like CCTV everywhere, people should know and see that it's there and know that it can. So it's preemptive. So it's such a way that this is here, you know this is here. I am seeing you probably live. I'm seeing you live. Whatever you do,
I can see you.
with this thing, and that's one. There will always be a need for house helps. I mean, you're working. There's some families where the wife, and maybe it's a nuclear family, and then there is no family member to help take care of the little kids.
Even
So
family members sometimes are.
Yes, can be. So when we say helps now, we are including family members and the ones you outsource and all that, everything and all of that. Do the best that you can. You know, if you do have this CCTV, like you said, make them know. Maybe you can call one time. Why are you doing? Let them know that.
Call before CO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is that
Yo.
if you're out and they do something that is not, let them know that you can.
I saw
see them.
you do
I
this.
saw you do this.
What was that thing doing that time?
Exactly. So it's not a case of hiding the CCTV because that will be reactive.
Yeah, exactly.
The deed will already be done by the
Medicine
time you've
after
seen
death.
it. So it should be preemptive, proactive, and say, oh look, this is this. This can get you. If it's a CCTV, some people are asking about blind spots. You can cover them. Blind spots in places are intentional. Maybe if you look at the toilet doors. In private places. They are intentional blind spots. So if you walk, I mean, this is too much Mission Impossible, too much movies I've seen. But before the toilet door, just as you enter, you can see some blind spots. But the point is that if you have a close, if you walk on the circuit quite well, you can cover the blind spots, one covering one.
When are you opening your security company?
Pay me first.
There are two sides of a coin in this regard, right? what are the things to look out for first off before you hire a nanny? Because to be honest, they are necessary evils. For working mothers like us, we need that support system. We can't do without them. I'm even going to be very honest.
Yeah, no, I think so.
However, also want to believe that there are a few red flags that we notice in our mates, but we turn a blind eye to because
They're so hard to find.
they are so hard to find. I don't
Oh,
want to go through that stress anymore.
Again.
Also, what are the criterias for getting a nanny? What are the investigations that you have put in place before hiring a nanny? I feel like these are some of the things that we need to look out for because, to be honest, not everybody can afford a CCTV. And to be honest, that girl, I don't think she's 17. A lot of these maids go around saying...
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they are
Personal
around
experience.
with carry-on age. They are not that age, it's a lie. Also, many of them always have the same stories. I have gotten to that point where I emotionally detach myself
From their stories.
From their stories.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I do. It's not easy, but I have to. If not, I am going to be emotionally heartbroken.
Wow. Mary, you're a mother as well.
Heartbroken,
Okay,
very
so
emotional.
For me, the
That's
reality
double.
is,
I swear.
it's a struggle to keep your child with somebody.
Yeah.
No matter how we go back and forth about it, people think, mothers that leave their children in daycares or with a help, they cannot be bothered. It's not true. It's because in most cases, that's all the option you have. In fact, sometimes some housewives would rather have their child in school, their babies in school, so they can even catch some hours of rest. Because it's not easy taking care of children. When you're trying to get a help, you can do all your research, tick all the boxes. The person seems perfect, but you see, a demon is a demon. And the demon is within. You cannot, it's not written on the forehead. Some people do their due diligence, they pay agencies do all the research, everything. Last, the bad ones are the bad ones. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, I believe that girl should be prosecuted.
Yeah, definitely.
And she should not just be prosecuted.
Child
we
abuse.
should make sure this
Sexual
story
and child abuse.
exactly goes round so that it can deter people like her. They can know that it's not as if you do it. It's the last, maybe they go send me.
I think we should also start embracing
yeah.
being a nanny as a profession. I think there should be institutions
There are.
that
There are
actually-
institutions.
Yeah, institutions
There
that
are.
states
There
that
are.
in that.
There are people
There
that
are.
will do all the research
Yes.
for you. When they get
No,
to
no,
your
those are
house,
agents. Those are
No,
agents. I'm talking
they are
about nanny
institutions. They
training
are.
school.
They are.
This is what to do, what not to do.
There are.
How you
There
can
are.
get into trouble.
There
In
are.
fact, those
Really?
ones,
Yes.
those ones are more
Yes.
expensive.
They are more
you cannot
expensive.
get
Not everybody
a nanny
can
cheaper
afford
than
them.
70,000 from,
Yes,
from
yes,
agencies like
yes.
that.
Because you know what? You know the things with those nannies, they understand boundaries to a fault. I had them
Yes.
in the first, when I started having
And they say,
nannies.
madam, I can't do that, no.
They don't answer phone calls.
Really?
Phone calls at a certain,
Yes.
until they are done with their chores at the end of the day before they can answer phone calls. This is not rules that you give them.
They
The
know
agency
because they've been
already
taught.
has already told them and taken them through their
So
orientation.
that's a safeguard.
So why
ain't
didn't
it?
you?
Yeah, but not all of Oga 70K in a month.
How much is
Jaxi.
that in the salary?
Jaxi,
You know, I mean, I have two.
Jaxi.
I have two. Uncle,
Jaxi,
I'm sending
you.
one to school.
no, Jaxi, Jaxi,
Story will be
of
long.
all people, Jaxi. Okay, but I want to say here, just
yes.
as a Nigerian, you know, I understand what Mary was saying, but you see that no matter what you do, the bad one, but the point is that still do it.
Yes.
You might
It's
come
important
good
to
there. And then we've not spoken so much about abuse on the male child. You know, if it's a female, a lot of us were abused. Even though some people be like, they are victims. I know some people that they want to be abused.
I'm like, were you abused?
See, you see, she's just saying like a joke. But I'm just saying that the male child
It's a
also
serious
matters.
matter.
Yes, it is a serious.
Very serious
Yeah.
matter. It's sad, but it's true.
It's a sad story, but these are the things that you need to know, especially if you're a mother or parents out there. I'll share your experience or perhaps your opinion. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. TVC would like to know. Stay tuned, we'll be back. And you're welcome. Right now, it's time for the paper review.
Yes, absolutely. And we have Emanamfo Umana, a legal and social-political critic in the studio with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome. Good to have you
Thank you.
again. We're going to
Thank
go
you.
right into it and talk about the headlines from the Nation newspaper. Quite a few of them. Let's see here. Tinubu will support Navy, says Buhari. Sherika, more heads to roll in aviation agency. However, the big one for the Nation newspaper, and it's something everybody's been talking about since yesterday, petrol, diesel, others to flow from Dangote refinery from July. 40% of output from the 650,000 BPD facility for export. Should we be excited about this? There's so much talk about how this will help the situation currently. However, we did have a reviewer yesterday who told about the fact that you're going to your neighbors, he would be exporting most of the raw materials when we already have this.
year.
So how does that?
I think the front-burning news is actually something we should rejoice about. We now have an individual doing what a government in quotes could not do for the past 8 years or past over 2 or 3 decades. However, I think we should still not be quick to criticize. Let's see how this pans out from August. Whether they're exporting or importing, one thing is clear: we have a refinery that will still soon be up and running. So, of course, there are ripple effects which will definitely benefit the economy. So let's look at the positive side. Let's look at that the private sector is actually contributing its quota to the nation, and let's look at it from the bright side.
But you see something, we're always talking about the bright side and just saying, okay, whatever happens, we'll tender to it when it gets there. How about the monopoly that this actually brings on the table here for the investor, Dangote himself? I mean, he would be the sole producer for petroleum products in Nigeria. How does that affect me as the individual eventually?
Now, that is true because, of course, we are expected that this economy should be an open market, a free market. Of course, we've experienced his monopoly, so to say, in other areas, and now, so there's always your
The trepidation.
exactly, and then your expectation for that. It's right. However, I think people are clamoring. I hope this license will also be out for other persons. So what I think should happen is let other private sector players, let other entrepreneurs, they could come together and seek that same license to break that monopoly. Of course, there is Dangote Sugar, but we have other persons doing so. We have the flour, we have the cement, we have others doing. So I think it should actually be a challenge to other entrepreneurs to come together. We've given one this license. I think we can do us.
There's
First
also
of flight advantage. How long will it
yes,
take
before
another
any other
individual to put together such a
and then
project?
Citing the cement, for example,
Okay.
there were companies in existence before.
Yes.
But then if you go to another country like Ghana, for example, you buy the same product lesser than you get in Nigeria.
Now, that is very unfortunate. So everything still goes back to the government, who is supposed to be the regulator, who is supposed to be the one giving this license. So what are you doing to, in a way, favor one person to the detriment of others? So I'm sorry to use that word favor. Okay. So I think the government still has some questions to answer.
Yeah.
However, we that shouldn't really be a reason why we have to throw the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah.
He has gotten the license. He will be producing fuel from come July, hopefully, believing, of course, it will happen. So let's take it from the bright side.
Okay, so we're in the Guardian newspaper now.
Yes, Guardian newspaper. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Guardian newspaper's got these headlines here. Buhari's fragile pieces, more hardware, less safety. PEPC dismisses Atiku Obi's request for live telecast of proceedings. And then this one, relief for travelers as Buhari commissions second Niger bridge today. It was Dangote yesterday, today, second Niger bridge. Economically, this is a good thing.
This is a good thing, but the two issues or the two projects yesterday, today, would we say that in 8 years we've just had 2 legacy projects?
It's the end of the 8 years, ain't it?
So I think these are projects or legacy projects that we should have been celebrating year in, year out. Why are we having the best for the last? So do we have to always wait for the end of an 8-year tenure before we can celebrate its legacy project? Of course, economically, they are viable projects. They are projects we should celebrate. But I think we should grow beyond that. We should be having legacy projects on a yearly basis. Of course, some projects could take a long time, but I don't think it should always be at the end of the tenure and you now be reeling out the best more to say.
Projects have actually been commissioned over the years. We know of the ports the other time, then we know of the steelworks as well. They've actually been, there have been different commissioning taking place every year. This one just happens to be more pronounced because the government is going out. And of course, we know the controversy surrounding the second Niger bridge. And of course, it cannot be commissioned before it is completed.
Definitely, but I think legacy projects should not just be projects that they will have to drum about. There are other little projects that the government could do, and it will impact on the people that whether or not they are going out, it will always echo, it will always resound. And speaking on the second line, it's actually a good one, especially for those on the eastern part of the country, because once we have free flow of traffic, so the economic activities tend to get on the rise, people are going to be more engaged. So notwithstanding the positive impact on it, okay, I think more could still be done.
Okay. Mary, let's move on now to the Daily Trust.
Yes, the Daily Trust newspaper has quite a number, including the Dangote refinery.
Yeah.
But the focus for us is experts want Tinubu to insist on synergy among security forces.
Oh, that is it's actually a key aspect which the incoming government needs to security. In as much as we appreciate a seeming synergy between the security forces, but I think we should have a homebred idea towards how we tackle security issues. Far from their advice, we would love to see his own template. We would love to see the template that Tinubu and Shettima are bringing to the table. Of course, it's good to seek expert advice and all of that, but can we tackle these issues from the root? Of course, synergy could be part of it. But aside synergizing, can we tackle the security issues from the birthplace? So, because if you don't tackle it from the birthplace, you will just keep on thinking of how to solve the problem when it happens, not actually solving it from where it's happening. So let's not just go from being reactive to being proactive.
And what would you suggest that template be like?
For them, I think it's going to be geographical for me. The security challenge in Nigeria is actually geographical from the north to the east. So are you going to listen to why these things are happening? So if a particular sect is clamoring for something and there's a ripple effect as to what the security challenges are coming up, what are they looking for? Is it something that they should sit and hear them? Would that bring solutions? So it shouldn't really be about using force and other military ways to try to combat it, but let's dialogue, let's look for other areas where, as simple as education, if you are educated, I don't think you would carry arms.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
It seems to bring to mind, once again, the argument for community policing and all of that. But we might touch on that again. Let's visit our last paper for today, which is the Punch newspaper. And first and center is also the story about the Dangote refinery and the effects on Nigeria. And also this one in focus, governor-elect's protest as outgoing governors shun transition panel.
Okay, it's rather very sad that they are, if that is true, of course, because I've gone through my research, they've actually, some are debunking, of course, they'll always debunk such things. But in as much as a transition panel is made available to have a smooth transition between the incoming and the outgoing, I still believe in a situation where if systems were actually working well, there wouldn't really be a need for all of that.
Plug and play.
So are the incoming governors saying, but for the transition panel, they will not
be effective?
Exactly. So that's why we have the civil servants, the permanent secretaries. Those are the institutions that should tell you things as they are. So you pick it up from there and you get the ground, you hit the ground running. So whether they are cooperating or not, government is in continuum. If systems work, I don't think there's any need for this clamor. Let them get into the system, the permanent secretaries and other heads of MDAs and government ministries should come up with where they are on projects. Those contracts, they're all documented.
Yeah.
You know, so pick it up from there and move.
I guess perhaps what the governor is, elects are thinking of is there's a difference between when you get stuff from the permanent secretaries and all, but there are certain things that you can glean from the governors leaving that you probably wouldn't be able to get from all of these folks.
So are you saying...
Yes.
Okay.
Those ones provide documents, but the governors that, the outgoing governors will provide the information you need. There are certain things that, it's just like you have an assistant and you're leaving a position. There are certain things your assistant will give me all the documents that I need, but there are certain things you tell me directly that I'll probably not see in the pages of the
Undocumented.
I understand where you're coming from. So it's just like in a typical employment scenario where you have someone taking off from your JD or your role. So you actually need someone to walk you through and all of that.
Onboarding.
Exactly.
Onboarding process. So that is in place. But however, for me, in a very transparent dispensation or expectations, if you have information that are not documented, that means you are hiding something.
Why aren't they documented?
Why are there documents? Why aren't they documents? And why is it only made known to the governor that such that it's only when I sit with you, you now give? That means there is something that is within the governor that is not in public domain, is not. I don't think that is
Some
the
documents
intent.
are official. Some are personal
A
observations.
governor is a public figure.
Yes,
and
but
nothing is
some
private
documents,
about.
anything that has to do with the public can be documented. But things like personal opinion, things like personal observations, experience, those are things that you need from the experienced person.
It's a good scenario you're painting, but
Official documents
do you expect a party that has overrun the other party?
That's a different one.
So that scenario would work best where you have two party members,
Yeah.
and so they can sit
Exactly.
and God will even say, I could talk to you mouth to mouth. So it's a very good situation. They are friendly. But what if they are actually fighting even before they've gotten into power? So that opinion, you told us you have experience. So as you're coming, come with your own
Not
experience.
with your
I won't tell you my own experience.
You know what? It's been an interesting conversation.
And very likely to end it all.
Yes, very lightweight. I'm actually sure people are going to be talking about the Dangote refinery today, especially with the removal of subsidy that is coming and what it might mean. We'll be
Exactly.
buying petrol 1,000 naira per litre.
Please don't jinx it.
Unfortunately or unfortunately, we'll not have to see the tribunal trial live.
Yeah, that's another one.
That's
Well,
another
too bad we don't have time to talk about that, because that would have been a very, very good
Yes.
one.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Always a
Thank you
pleasure
very
having you here.
much. Yeah, same
Do
here.
stay tuned. We've got more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria. And you're welcome. It's time for another hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome. We're done with the first one. This is another opportunity to...
Yes. So this second hour, we have a lot planned, especially regarding certain aspects. I know the entertainment gist is coming this hour as
yes,
well.
indeed. So you
So we're
guys
actually
just
looking
stick around
forward
for
to
an
that. And besides that, so far so good, I dare say. I particularly enjoyed the newspaper review this morning.
Yes, indeed. If you missed it out, maybe you can check it out on our YouTube channel. We'll have everything on there for you. You can see past episodes as well. Now, do remember, you can watch us live. We are on GOTV channel 16 and, of course, UHF 49. Make sure that you're seeing us on all platforms. Even if you have to, make sure you download the app on your phone so you can carry us with you anywhere you want to go.
Yes.
You can find that on iOS or Google Downloads.
And of course, please follow us on social media, across all social media handles at TVC Connect, okay? And of course, you can watch us at tvcentertainment.tv live over at Facebook, also at TVC Connect, okay?
Yes, indeed. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. I believe at this point, we should tell you what to expect this hour on the show.
Indeed. Shortly,
yeah.
we will be having a very interesting discussion with Ogene Tegabadagri, that name I know, a well-being entrepreneur and the founder of Nigeria's first and most established on-demand spa, the Mobile Spa.
The AMVCA, and for that conversation, we've got King Dion.
Well, setting us straight on exactly what's been happening in his endeavors. So you want to stick around for that information and conversation with our guests.
It's Health Tuesday, and today we're talking about eye examination From cradle to the grave. Well, that's from birth to old age. And we have my favorite eye doctor, Dr. Ekene Sharon Enemo. Now, she's a well-grounded and experienced optometrist with nearly 2 decades of expertise in clinical eye care. It's great to have you. You're welcome.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Eye care, eye care. When last did I do an eye test? Yeah, I think 2 years now.
That's a long time ago.
2 years. Yes. How? And before then, I don't even think I can remember before then. I've always prided myself in having good eyesight. You know, I've never really had issues with it and all of that. But you see, am I not being too, how do I put it now? Am I not being too relaxed? Am I not being too, for people who think like me, who say, oh, everything is okay. My eyes are good. I don't need to check my eyes regularly. Isn't that being, you know, relaxed too, you know?
Like the topic, from cradle to grave. Before you had the last eye exam, you said you had 2 years ago. Have you ever had an eye exam?
I don't think I can remember if I have.
So technically, you don't even know what good eyesight is. You just assume you have good eyesight.
As compared to other people.
That's it. Most people just assume because they've never had their eyes checked. They just think what I see is what every other person sees. But you don't know what I see. You don't know how good I see. And I don't know how good you see, except you put yourself to the test.
Okay.
Within the normal parameters, checking the right things at the right distance, and then you know, yes, if you have good eyesight or not. That's why we'll talk cradle to grave.
Okay.
Do you know that a baby should have their first eye test before they leave the clinic at birth?
Oh.
Most pediatricians do it. They might not tell you, but most pediatricians have the kids' eyes checked before the baby is taken home. Simple tests. You just look at the eyes, the anatomical setting. Is the eyes well positioned? You know, there's the light we use, ophthalmoscope.
Okay.
You shine the light to the eyes.
Reaction.
Yes, you check reaction to the light.
All right,
That is the first eye test
eye test.
everyone gets.
How often should one have an eye test?
First, at birth.
Okay.
Within 72 hours of birth. That's the first eye test everyone should have. And most of us do, so long as you're born in the right setting where the right professionals are. You normally have that first eye test within 72 hours before the child is allowed to go home. And then after that, 6 weeks to 8 weeks, the child is supposed to come back anyway after birth for post-check after delivery. Yes, the next eye test comes and is basically 2 tests. The lights to the eye, you check pupil reaction, you check for what we call the red reflex. Now, red reflex test is done with an instrument we'll call an ophthalmoscope. You shine it into the eyes of the child. It's got a microscope, so you see the back of the eyes.
Okay, you can see.
And then you see the reflection of your light. It should be red colored because it's reflecting the back of the eye. Remember, the back of the eye is the retina, blood vessels, and what have you. So the reflection that should come forth.
Is that why when we snap with those older cameras, I remember growing up,
Yes,
you always see your eyes are red.
Yes. So it's kind of a reflection of the back of the
reflection
eye.
of the back of
But
the
if
eye.
you check a baby and you do that and you don't get a red reflex, you get a white reflex, that is a huge problem. Yes.
I think I can remember 1 or 2 pictures where we saw white. If I think back,
You don't compare it exactly with using an ophthalmoscope. Remember, an ophthalmoscope has a microscope in the instrument.
So
it helps us to see.
It does help see. All right. Okay, so when you do this, yearly, twice a year, as an adult, how often should you?
From kids, you go into toddlers. You have other tests, cover-on-cover tests, where you check to see the reaction, the movement of the eyes. If there's a squint, what we call 4 o'clock eye, you get to see all those sort of stuff. If the eyes are not well aligned, then after that, there should be the first one that comes before school, 3 years.
Okay.
There should be a visual screening at 3 years.
At 3 years.
For everyone before school starts.
Before school starts?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, annually.
After that, annually?
It should be annually.
Whew.
But most people do not. I can tell you, if you speak to most adults in fact, the younger ones are even better. If you're looking at, say, from 30 years and above, and you tell them, have you ever had oh, no, I don't have issues with my eyes. Like I asked, they don't know what normal is. A child who's never had an eye test believes I can see, right? But when you put the child to the test, you realize the child can't see. And there are things you should look out for to know, really, as a parent.
As a parent.
Yes, how close does the child stay to the TV? How do they hold their book? Hand-eye coordination. Can you throw a ball to the baby and the baby can actually, not a baby, catch really, or you move light for a child, you move a baby, you move, they follow it, or you put a toy, they follow it. You check the eye muscles also, 8 quadrants.
Okay, there's this belief, I don't know whether I'll call it a myth or something, that soaking Gary affects the eye. I just said I had to put it there and ask.
Everybody tends to ask.
Does that? Is that really?
I don't think so.
Is that valid?
I don't think so. If it does, I would have. Because I went to a boarding school.
I said, I went to a boarding school.
So that was
the
life.
amount of Gary I've soaked.
That was
Some
sustenance.
people will not soak it in their life.
Well, that was sustenance in school then. But I think everything to the excess has issues. But I don't think you say Gary actually. Gary is carbohydrate.
All right. Now, when you take this, before or while you take this eye test and all that, are there things that we can do to improve our eyesight on our own? You know, that
I think the most important thing really is to have an eye check first.
first.
I don't know, it's life. Eye check is life. Do you understand that the eyes there's nothing but the eyes?
Yeah, true.
You can have a kidney transplant. You can even have a heart transplant, but not with the eyes. Yes, thank God the world is, you know, there's now the bionic eye coming out with the new AI and all of that. But then even at that, how many of it is available? How many of us can afford it? So let's start with doing the simplest of things. They say prevention is better than cure. Check the eyes first. After the yearly thing, as we get older, once we're 40, there are things that come after 40. The need for reading glasses. And then for some persons, due to hereditary, there could be other conditions that could come up in the eye. But if you don't have the annual eye examination, then you will miss those things. And you could have someone, as they get older, they lose sight. There could be age-related macular degenerations. Remember that as we age, we degenerate, whether we like it or not. But everyone wants to live out their life with their eyes in place. But if you don't do the right test, find out what the problem is on time, begin to take care of it on time, that's when you see some persons probably lose sight before they live life. And then they become a burden to themselves.
the rest of the people around them.
Yes, and it's not a good state of mind for anybody to be in.
So, just to put this one out there, talking about costs to do an eye test, we'll be encouraging people. It's not something that's expensive, right?
It's primary health center. Government has primary health center. It's free.
It's free off, you see.
In a primary, you see, most people just put cost ahead. First, seek help. Primary, have a routine, regular read. Let's see you read the charts. It is free. It's when you now begin to go deeper and deeper into when there is a need. It's not everyone that has the need. You could go for the test and you're fine. And after it, you're wished, oh, happy, have a good day. We'll see you next year. And you go home, you know you have done the right thing.
The right thing.
At least you know, God willing, for 12 months, except there's a trauma, God forbid, or something, you're sure that you can get through another 12 months. It's free at the primary health center. So why not go to a primary health center? But then there are so many private places available as well, where the services are affordable.
Affordable, yeah.
We know affordable is a relative term, but it's affordable.
It is. I understand what you mean. So we just have to round them now. But what you're saying and what I like about what you just said is that, look, it's not about trying to do things to make your eye better. Go for the test first. That is the most important.
It's important. And then when you know what it is, then you can now improve on it. Now begin to say, okay, this is my state. How do I make it better?
How do I make it okay? So see, we're not telling you to go and try anything. Go for a test.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Thank you so much, Doctor. That's a word I will take back.
Thank you.
Today. It's a pleasure. All right, that's it. That's it on health. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. There's still more to come on the show.
All right, we are back. Stress can take a toll on our mental and physical body. And on today's show right now, we have Ogenetega Badagry. And she's a well-being entrepreneur and the founder of Nigeria's first and most established on-demand spa, the Mobile Spa. And this morning, she's going to take us through how to release stress from our upper body. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So first off, let us establish, how the impact or the effect the stress has on our upper body.
It's a lot. So in our line of work, we find that a lot of people carry a lot of tension around the neck, back and shoulder.
Especially this place.
Yes, because of the work, our phones primarily, and then lots of people working on their laptops and the desktop. So it involves you, move your hands, your neck, back, and shoulder. And the impact or the effect can be bad if it's not taken care of. So it's what we call repetitive strain injuries, where you repetitively strain your musculoskeletal body. So your neck, part of your body rather, your neck, your back, shoulder, those muscles around those areas, that can now give you like different conditions. So we have like the neck strain. We have like lower back pain, which is common. A lot of people have low back pain. We have headaches. So we have headaches. There's the tension headache, which can come from repetitively straining your neck. So it gives like a radiating pain around your head.
So how do we easily, relieve this tension or release this tension, from our bodies, even by ourselves?
Okay, so I usually would teach easy stretches.
Okay.
And I say that once you're working, primarily when you're sitting down for 2 hours, you should give yourself at least 10 minutes break, stretch.
Okay.
So getting off and taking a walk can help because it will help improve your circulation.
Okay.
10 minutes of break, and then you can do stuff like pulling your head to the side.
Okay.
So just stretches your neck.
Okay.
Stretch as much as you can and as comfortable as you can be.
For how many minutes?
For a few seconds, so let's say 30 seconds to 60 seconds, and then do the other way.
Okay.
Right, so you notice that this takes a bit of strain,
yeah.
eases the tension around the neck, right?
Okay.
So it's okay.
Okay.
And then you can do this, so you take your arm and put behind your back, and your
okay.
shoulder, pull with the other arm,
Okay.
the other way too.
Okay.
So for the back stretches, would just clasp your palms,
Okay.
your fingers, and pull.
Oh, ouch. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Did you
I
feel
know
that
we sort of
stretch?
got carried away with the stretches, but we've just established the first phase, right?
Okay.
On how to release tension. But now we're going to focus on the upper body, and that's why we have Halima here with us.
Hi,
You want to say hey quick hello, Halima? Okay, so how? Of course, we can't do this by ourselves. We need someone to, help with it. So how do we, even also help them to help us to release the tension?
Okay, so this is a pressure point chair.
Okay.
And it's well designed for you to be able to relieve tension on the upper body.
Okay.
So from the lower back down to up until the head.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So, and you don't have to take off your clothes. So this services we offer in workspaces, at events, and a 15 minutes massage can do wonders.
So much magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm just going to I just put this over your hair so that...
Okay. Now let's talk about some of the ointments we'll be using for this.
Okay. So I'm going to use the back rub oil.
Okay.
And so this oil has a blend of oils, essential oils, naturally extracted oils, and vegetable oil to help move the massage techniques up.
Yeah.
I'll be applying it on the part of our body that is exposed. Yes, I'm not putting it on our clothes. So I'll just start from here. And what kind of pressure do you want? Do you want it to be deep? Do you want it to be light?
She wants a lot of pressure, so make sure it hits hard. Okay. So you're poking her with your fingers, I see there.
Not
Do we
poking.
need ointment while doing this?
No, because
Okay.
she's
She
fully
has her
clothed,
clothes,
yes.
okay. But
Pressure
what if
okay.
she doesn't?
Is pressure okay?
What if she doesn't?
Oh,
What if she
yeah,
doesn't
so we're
have
going to
anything
use
on?
ointment.
Okay,
Yeah. So
great.
that's what we use the back rub on it.
Okay.
But the back rub oil is for the upper body.
Okay.
We have a foot rub as well, which is for the foot
Okay.
up until the thighs and the knees.
Okay. So now what's this doing? Is this more like a warm-up? Or we've started already? Oh, okay. All right.
So because she's wearing her clothes, there isn't so much I can do with the techniques, but I can give like a gentle knead around her back, which also will help to pull like the muscles and stretch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, it will also help with circulatory movement.
That's quite gentle. And then there's a certain scent. What does that do for the air? Is it compulsory? What does it do?
So it's aromatherapy,
Okay.
right? We believe that, I mean, massage is best delivered with aromatherapy.
Okay.
Because while we're working on the physical body, you also want to appeal to the olfactory nerves, which is like your physiological, your mind, to help you stay calm.
Okay.
There is an effect that these oils have
Okay.
on the...
So now I see you're about to use the back rub.
Yes,
Oil.
because I'm coming up.
Okay.
Can I put my hands into your shirt?
Okay.
Okay.
So now we're about to go in with the back rub. That's a neck shoulder rub. Okay. This looks pretty interesting. That's so gentle.
Is the pressure okay? Do you want it deeper?
So now let's talk about the pressure, because I know you keep asking her, is the pressure okay? Are you saying how gentle should it be? Should it be soft, or should it be a lot of pressure? Or
So it depends. Yeah, exactly. And people have different threshold.
Okay.
Right. It will depend on what the person's body wants.
Okay.
So there are different massages applied with different pressure. So we have medium, light, deep.
Okay.
Right. And you would want to work with what the client wants. You don't just apply pressure as you want. So you keep checking. Funny thing is, the whole body requires different pressure. So she may require more pressure on her feet, and maybe her back or neck may
She
not.
doesn't- okay.
Yeah. So, and if you're not careful, you can injure the client. So it's important that you check the pressure with them.
Okay. Now let's talk about, remember back in the day when our mothers had back aches, they would always tell us to step on their backs.
Yeah.
Is that advisable? Does it work? Is it advisable first off?
So there is chiropractic, which
Okay.
has they walk around those that kind of activity, and that's what that effect was what our parents were trying to get at the time. It's important that it's done with care, so that you don't just injure the person.
Yeah.
But somehow I think they've always found a way to show you
where you care.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just want to hear the crack.
And then you feel that relief.
Yes, because it does. When you stretch your neck, did you get a crack?
Yes, I did.
So it feels like there's an ease or relief.
Or release.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, around that area. So
Okay.
yeah, but it has to be done with care.
Care.
I mean, in the modern day now, that would be your chiropractor.
Yeah, okay. So,
How's the
see
pressure?
so how long do you need to do this before you start to feel that,
So the whole chair massage is 15 minutes.
Okay.
And, studies have shown that it can release your tension by 85%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in the workspace or at events, it's always very, very, very welcome.
Okay.
Because of the tension that builds up when you're working or when in the office. Yeah, so this is something that people...
So I see that you're also kneading behind her ears.
Yes, so it's the whole, that's why I call it upper body,
Yeah.
right? Even up to her head. So I will be moving to her head soon if she lets me. But I have to
Okay.
check with her if it's okay
Okay.
for me to touch her head.
Okay.
So we have what we call the Indian head massage. It's also
Okay.
part of the therapy, the chair therapy massage.
Okay, okay, great. And the mobile spa, of course, offer spa services anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Yes, people, that's why they're called the mobile spa.
As far as you're comfortable there, we are comfortable.
We're comfortable. Okay, fantastic. This has been quite insightful. And now we know that, you need that 10-minute break to stretch, while at work. We already taught you how to do the stretchings with your neck and with your hands at the back and all of that. Thank you so much, Okeneteka. This has been very insightful. We learned a lot. And that's it for now, people. We have to go on a quick break. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. We have Chef Mary Jane in the house. Chef Mary Jane, you're welcome.
Thank you.
She was late due to traffic. Sorry about that. Lagos is a crazy place when it comes to the roads this time, but you're here.
Yeah.
So what are we preparing? Let's see how fast and what we can do.
So today I'm making for you coconut rice.
Oh.
We already have rice
Our
here
rice is
boiling.
already boiling.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
I'll
do we have
just
here?
impute the rest of the ingredients.
Yeah. So while we put them, we talk about them, right?
So this is stockfish.
Oh, Okoroko.
No, it's not Poroko.
It's not Poroko?
Yes, so
Ah.
this is the black one.
Poroko is
That
different
round
from this one,
yes,
eh?
Poroko is different from this one.
Okay, and then we also have some crayfish.
Yeah, crayfish. This is bigger one.
This is bigger one.
Prawn size.
Prawn size.
Crayfish. Yeah.
Prawn is just crayfish that took that gym. Yes, now is that it's prawn and crayfish is it?
Yeah, no
Crayfish is
difference,
junior
yeah.
prawns.
They're no
Right?
different.
Okay. So and then what do we have here? What are these ingredients here?
So here we have our crayfish. I'm needing a spoon.
Blended. Okay. All right. Let's which one would suffice there? Okay. So this one is blended.
Yeah.
Different.
All.
This crayfish also.
So this is pepper, Scotch
Okay.
bonnet pepper, yellow
Okay.
pepper.
This one no the pepper now.
This actually is very pepperish.
Are you sure?
Yes, and it has a good aroma. It has a good
No,
fragrance.
yeah, I
for
know
cooking,
about the
yeah.
aroma, but I don't.
But it's pepperish.
Are you
It is
sure? Okay.
pepperish.
All right. All right.
So
all
this
right.
is season. This is my secret seasoning.
Your secret is
Not telling anybody.
Okay, no problem, no
So I put a
problem.
little bit of that, and then this is crayfish.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had the physical one
For
that did not
flavor.
blend, and then you had the one you blended.
Yeah.
Why?
So
does that
this-
one give something different from this one that is blended?
Okay, so both of them give taste. They add taste to our food, but
Okay.
the blended one. I feel the blended one does the magic better.
Okay.
This one is just for chewing.
Okay. Maybe aesthetics also. Maybe it looks nice, the way it looks, and all that. And then we also have what's this? Which is I think should be a
This is my vegetable
vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
So this is my coconut milk.
Okay,
Extra.
now,
this
this
is the
coconut-
extra. I've put some
okay, you
here
put
already.
some inside already. You started with it, right?
Yes, I started
this
with
one,
that.
did you buy it like this or did you
I
prepare
made
this?
it. I made it myself,
You
handmade.
made it yourself,
Yeah.
handmade. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And then this fish here? What fish are we using?
So this is Titus fish. It's already fried. We're just waiting for our rice to get ready, and then
This looks like if you have everything in place, it's quite an easy meal to
it's
put together.
very easy to put
okay, I
together.
was always scared
It's
of
very
coconut
easy.
rice,
The
huh?
base is our coconut milk.
Okay.
The extract for the coconut, that's the base. So when you use that as your water, you put your rice, and then every other seasoning comes inside. And
Thank you, Chef Mary
have
Jane.
yourself a
This
good
was this
meal.
was this is quite cool. Yeah, we wish we had more time, but it's a pleasure having you. And by the next time we come, we'll get to see how it looks finally.
Okay.
Well done.
All
Well
right.
done. All right, let's head over. Mary has some gist on the AMVCA and all the rest and entertainment news.
Thank you very much, Mike. Yes, let's talk entertainment. And I'm not doing this alone. I've got the one and only King D to the E to the O to the N right here. How you doing?
But I like it because
Oh, Larry.
I smelled it somewhere.
How you doing, Dion?
They didn't tell me, they refused to tell me what
You
it was. It
look
was a hotel.
different. Dion got a
They
haircut
refused to tell
yesterday.
us
Yes,
what
it's
it
the same
was.
Dion
They
with the
just said it's
dreads.
there.
Looks very different. Wow. Yes, it's different good.
Yes.
Different good and old.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get started with the entertainment news.
Yeah.
Now, we begin with the night edition of the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, AMVCA, which of course is like the African Oscars, and it was held on the 20th of May at Eco Hotels. Now, the AMVCA is an annual awards show presented by MultiChoice, recognizing outstanding achievements in television and film. Some winners include Bimbo Ademoye, who was awarded in the category of Best Actress in a Comedy Movie TV Series. I beg your pardon. Now, also, Samuel Perry, not Tyler Perry, popularly known as Brother Shaggy, was awarded as the Best Actor in a Comedy Movie TV Series. Now, furthermore, Jadi Osiberu's Brotherhood and Kulia Afolayan's Anikulaku grabbed multiple awards in different categories. Now, Toby Bakre, who starred as Akin Adetola in the movie Brotherhood, also made the list with Best Actor in a Drama. So now let's talk about the winners.
Yeah.
What's your take? There's so much controversy about the winners on social media. Some people saying some awards were deserving, some weren't. What's your take on this?
So I think first of all we need to recognize the fact that the name already tells you what it is, viewer's choice. I had a problem with some of the winners at first because in my mind I was like, yeah, there's likability, you know, of course, there's some superstars we just cannot get enough of. But if you're going to give someone an award, then it should be given for their performance, right? So there were a lot of names in category. Shout out to everyone who was actually nominated and those who won in the end. But I had to come to terms with the fact that it's a viewer's choice award thing. That is somewhat of a popularity contest as well, you know. So you have people going for the people they are more in tune with. You have people winning awards again and again because They're the ones in your faces, they're the ones you like. It doesn't mean there are not other people who are also doing the same thing, or maybe even better than they are. So,
Okay, so now let's talk about, you know, the reaction on social media. When people were talking about certain categories, I would like you to zero in on a couple of them.
yeah.
What was your thoughts, especially about all of those?
Okay, shout out to Toby Bakari, by the way. He's a chill guy. I know him, we've talked a couple times. But for the category he won, immediately I heard he had won in that category. In my mind, I was like, Brotherhood, great, you know, lovely, lovely rendition of the character. But Chidi Mokeme's role as Scar in the movie he played was so downplayed to me, because from the look to the delivery, I felt truly if someone was to win it, it would be him. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Toby. You know, he won at the end of the day because it's viewers' choice, right? Same goes for the comedy category that Brother Shaggy won. I remember seeing a post online where, you know, the lady said, Brother Shaggy does not make her laugh. And in my mind, I was like, nobody's saying the guy isn't funny, but there are a couple of other guys who could really, really get the gigs out of you, you know. And at the end of the day, the guys who are more popular will get the awards. So with all the online bashing and fighting and everything, everyone still has to come back to that point where they actually realize, look, it's an award ceremony for who you know better. And once you know this person better, you will vote for them, right? So
Technically, you're saying it's not really about your prowess, it's about how popular you are and how many votes you can garner. I remember even before the conversation now, you mentioned the Instagram likes for certain categories as well.
That part really actually made me laugh, you know, throwing nominations to IG, people voting there, really? I mean, come on now. Anybody can just decide to wake up and buy likes and win whatever they're supposed to win.
But you know, besides all of this, I'd like to know what your overall assessment of the event actually is, generally.
So first of all, I would like to say that I believe it was actually well done.
Well put together.
I enjoyed everything, especially the clothing. There were some people who were very daring. There were some people who were very modest, you know, and it was cool. Take, for instance, if another, you know, that one I still can't get over what I saw.
It was a dumbbell. It's art.
I'm sorry, but it looked like a glass when you're still trying to make one, or like a vase in heat.
Oh, come on, because of the black. Oh, come on. Yeah, but she was trying to represent, you know, whatever it is she was trying to represent. But it looked, to me, it was art, and I thought it was really creative.
I mean, it's cool for kids who like bubbles.
Do you know what the lady with the petals went through trying to walk?
So, a huge shout out to all the designers as well. Some of those clothes I know take a lot of time to make, especially the ones for the people who say it's $20,000 that they paid for their dress, you know. Very lovely amount of time, and the material that is not complete, that is allowing us to see some things, no problem. But I'm just saying, no, shout out
Look at
to
the petals dress. I can't get enough of looking at that dress, really. I cannot. But the ladies were really creative, I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah.
As well as the men. The men also really dressed well.
Yeah, they did.
Admirable stuff. Okay, so still kind of linked to this. We had a reality TV star, Mercy Eke, who caught the attention of Grammy Award-winning rapper Cardi B with her look in the just concluded Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Award. So we're seeing the looks on the carpet there. So Cardi B, of course, she's the rapper.
Yeah.
She loved the look, what Mercy Eke wore.
Yeah.
And she shared a photo of Mercy in a gown on her page with the caption, okay, I should have. Yeah, so what's your take on that?
So I think, firstly, Cardi is a very fun person. And because of her nature, when she sees something, she talks about it. We all know Cardi has a big mouth, you know. So her loving on Mercy, I think it's natural, you know. Besides, we should also be very okay with the fact that as much as we watch them, they watch us.
Yeah.
They actually see a lot
Yeah.
of things we do over here, and they appreciate it, you know. You have 50 Cent who also posts some things when he sees them, and it's all fun, you know. And the 888, in my mind, I'm like, okay, Cardi, hot body, Mercy, hot body, figure 8 girl. Now, is that what you're trying to say? Well, if that's it, cool. Plus, you know, it's not the first time it's even happened anyway. There's been looks where Cardi B had, and then Mercy would replicate.
Yes.
So, I mean,
yes.
it's all fun.
I actually thought Messi looked really curvy,
Yeah.
really nice
Yeah.
as well, you know. So it's hardly surprising that Cardi B made reference to it. Now, moving on from that, let's talk about Jamie Foxx. He's been in the news for weeks now, and recently. What's your take on that?
So, I mean, first off, my love to the family. You know, I know when these things happen, everyone tries as much as they can to contain what gets out so wrong information is not leaked and doesn't spread and at the end of the day causes damage, you know. Mike, I know Mike has something of the sort of a personal relationship with Jamie and his family. So him saying what he said, I won't just, some sort of credibility has said something that we might as well take serious, right? The family has really contained everything. Everything you hear. If you go online, nobody from his family is saying this is what happened. But a bit of fishing I did, right? And I found out that there's next year, there's going to be a game show that Jamie is supposed to host with his daughter.
Yeah.
Right? And in my mind, I was like,
Could this be
so
true?
this guy is in the hospital, and some people are saying he's at home now, right? Recuperating and all that. We don't know what's going on, no information and everything. Could this be a stunt to promote that show?
So with celebrities and with the entertainment world, one can never tell. However, I do not think they will go this far with pulling a stunt. I'm going to hold back on that,
Let's
believing that
hope
would
so.
not be the case. You know, I watched Django Unchained recently, and I cannot overemphasize just how talented and fantastic Jamie Foxx
He
is
is
at
very,
what he does.
very.
Dion, thank you so much indeed for your time. Thank you. It's been an interesting conversation. I'm not quite sure if we're joining the guys in the kitchen right now. They're looking like they're having too much fun. I feel like they wouldn't give us anything to eat for breakfast, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll be
fine.
We'll be good. Okay, so thank you so much for watching Wake Up Nigeria this morning. Guys, what's going on in the kitchen there?
Well, our coconut rice is still cooking. Obviously,
Mary, I've got some coconut milk for you. Mazino,
Hey.
coconut milk.
What I'm really concerned about is I really wanted us to be done with this so we can. Ooh, look at that.
Calm down, cool. Close again. Open it.
Hang on. Let it steam. Let it steam.
I love that. Chef Mary Jane, but how far have we got? Let's just...
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for the water to dry up.
Okay.
The rice is ready already.
Yeah.
this
We also
guy
have
really-
our.
We have our fish. Our fish is ready.
Yeah.
About to plate.
Hey,
Wow.
even if you can't see, we'll definitely be enjoying this one after you guys are gone. Thank you very much, Mary Jane. It's more for me at this point. But grand show, fantastic. We have enjoyed it for a Tuesday edition.
Yes,
Thank you
we
guys
have.
for joining us and all the guests that were on the show for today. We're looking forward to tomorrow's one for a Wednesday hump of the week. You guys are gonna love that one as well. Until then, it's bye-bye from us here. Bye-bye, everybody.